Hello, it's me, and it's time to do another unboxing. This comes from Matt Bonner, who hails from Pennsylvania in the US of A. So let's see what Matt has in store for us. And while I'm opening this, I'll say that there's a point in proceeding with the collection where it's not just about the challenge of the puzzle at this point, after having solved a great many of them, and it's not about just different modifications. What I'm looking for now is a certain degree of aesthetics to it, the way that the puzzle looks. It has to do with the beauty of the puzzle. When does a puzzle cease to be just a puzzle and more just a work of art? Something that you almost don't have to scramble or have to solve, but just moving it around. Something that you might even find in an art gallery. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to achieve. But sometimes when you take a modification and take it to the next level, you end up with something so much more than what you thought you might have had. So, here's this over here. Just let me look closely into here, see if there's anything else, because it's a pretty big box. Okay, take this out of the way. Alright, so now it's an unbagging, from unboxing to unbagging. And like I say, right now, I'm kind of getting over the whole looking at every aspect of a modification, having ever-increasing puzzles. I'm pretty satisfied that there's any challenge that can come out, given enough time, can probably solve. But this is what I'm looking for here. This is kind of a concept. There's a little bit of residue on it, which is fine. So let's take a look at this. Now, when you look at it, there's complexity to it. There's a kind of a, look at this and over here. There's an aesthetic to it. There's a look to it. Looking at the patterns, you almost don't have to turn it. If this were sitting on anyone's desk, it would be pretty fascinating. This is pretty unique. So what is this? Well, I'll tell you the name of this. You can tell that it's 3D printed with all the residue coming out. This is a Giga Rulominx, made by Matt Bonner. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let's take a look at some of the turning. But even without that, it's a big puzzle. And it has a degree of complexity, but this is actually, at its core, a Gigaminx. A Gigaminx that's gone from a dodecahedron to a cube to a tetrahedron. And this, to me, is the ultimate tetrahedral transformation. So here we go. This is one layer over here. One turn over here, then you have this little thin slice over here as well that can turn. And again, it's almost not even necessary to scramble and solve it. Just looking at the puzzle shows a degree of artistry that's incredible. And I'm just moving it very cautiously here. But this is basically got a Gigaminx core. And now I'm going to see if I can do another motion here. It promises to be a perspective bender. And I'm going to line this up over here. Let's see if I can make a shape-shifting turn through here. I think this side can probably turn pretty well over here too. But again, I don't want to push it at all. So let me see. Is this going to turn this way? And the answer is, I think so. There it goes. Okay, so now we're turning over here. Alright, so you can see this incredibly complex puzzle. Once it's lined up, the movement is pretty good. I think I'm going to have to work with it a little bit. So here's some views of it. There we go. Now, I don't know how delicate some of these pieces are, so I don't want to challenge it too much. And I usually like to just kind of play around with it first before doing anything too complex. There we go. Line this up over here. And then we can move this back in. Very firmly packed here. Okay, let's see if we can't get this moved back. And And I don't want to put the wrong tension on the wrong places. There we go. This moves nicely here, and this moves nicely back. Okay. Other turns, and again, these are all Gigaminx turns. So, let's see if we can't move this back in here. Now again, I'm being ultra careful because I don't know the temperament of the puzzle yet, but my suspicion is I can move it a lot more steady. And as I break it in, it's probably going to move more smooth. So here's another movement over here. This moves pretty smoothly over here too. Okay. So again, this is more as it's a playable puzzle, but it might be more as a showpiece, believe it or not. No, actually this moves pretty well over here. So yeah, before I even think of scrambling it, I'm just going to get comfortable with the motion, comfortable with the tension, because I'm pretty sure this is a fairly one-of-a-kind puzzle. There we go. Okay. Take away some of this residue here. So, GigaHexaMinx, where does this fall in the grand scheme of things? Well, it starts off with, you've got your Megaminx puzzle, which is a face turner. Kind of a neat looking puzzle here, nothing particularly artistic about it, but then take it to a cube version and you have the Hexaminx. This is not the mass-produced version, this is one of the original Trapum versions. Still holds up, great puzzle. And then from there you can take that down to the tetrahedral version, which is over here. This is the Rulominx. Rulominx, which again should be mass-produced at some point if you'd like to complete your collections with these things. Well, the next in line, I guess, we skip to the Gigaminx. If you take a Gigaminx, which is the face-turning dodecahedron, make it into a tetrahedron, you end up with the GigaHexaMinx. This is a very well done puzzle. The movement here is very good. It has kind of a crispness to it. I almost wonder if these pieces were also polished, because there's definitely a good smoothness to the puzzle here. So moves very well. Every layer moves very well. Well, the next step above that would then be this guy. This monster over here, this beast over here, the Rulominx. So this is the next step in this progress. Gigaminx, GigaHexaMinx, GigaRulominx. But notice that as we're doing that, the complexity of the shape increases. And as you start modifying it from dodecahedron to cube, this has a lot more complexity in terms of what the pieces look like. And as you squeeze this into a tetrahedral shape, we've gone from structure and function to just out-and-out art. And the notion that all of these lines represent lines of turning. So just looking at this is where I really want my collection to start going into, is becoming more than just twisty puzzles, but something that resembles more art. Anyway, I'm eventually going to probably come back with a solve and scramble, but really the solve of this is pretty much the same as the solve of these guys, but just as a perspective bender. So as we start to continue our journey through fascinating and artistic looking puzzles, we'll continue to have more such unboxings. So Matt, great job. I'm going to keep working on this puzzle, keep breaking it in, and we'll see where things go. Thanks for watching. Hello, it's me, and I got another box in the mail, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what this is. Well, it's a box, but I don't know what's in it. I know that the person that I got it from makes brilliant puzzles, and it's the guy who did the Praxis Cube and whatnot, so I'm anxious to see what it is, but I don't really remember, so this will be as much a surprise to me as it is to you. Alright. Aha. It's mostly bag. What do we have? What do we have? This is very exciting. It's like Christmas or Hanukkah. And I'm just gonna cut through here. Whatever could this be? What caught my eye to the point where I said I must have it? Cut through here and there and everywhere. We're getting deeper and deeper. It's very firmly packed. It's a small puzzle. I kind of like small puzzles because they're portable. What is this? I can't even recognize the shape until I get it further opened. Okay, oh, okay. Why not? There it is. I remember this now. So what is this? What do I have? It appears to be something of a... Diamond. Diamond, yeah. Diamond. Interesting color scheme. It's mostly white. But what is this? How does this move? Well, this moves across here. So what is this a modification of? And, well, this moves over here. So what do we got here? Okay, well, these lines here resemble a Rex cube. So this appears to be a Rex modification. Yeah. Turn. And this turns up here. I don't want to push it too much, but yeah, this is a Rex modification. How is this made here? And this turns over here. Okay, I'll buy that. Now what's interesting about this is the color scheme, so we may have some equivalent pieces. But this moves like a Rex cube. Kind of like the Praxis, kind of like the Rex tetrahedron. There are these petals that move over here. So now I see what this is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and scramble and solve this, and I'm going to see if this adds any extra dimensions to it in terms of the challenge. But it looks like that there's only a couple of petals here that actually define what the pieces are. So there you have it. I'm going to explore this a little bit more. Thanks for watching. Hello, it's me, and I'm going to start this a little bit differently. Usually I show a puzzle, describe it a little bit, and then I scramble it and solve it. Well, I'm actually going to go the opposite direction now. I'm going to start off by showing a puzzle, if I can hold it, and see if you can tell me what kind of a puzzle this is and what it will be solved into. So this is a scrambled puzzle. It looks all, I don't know, well messed up and shape-shifted. So what kind of a puzzle is this? I'm just going to show you some motions over here. What exactly does it solve into? And what are some of the challenges that might happen with a solve? Because every so often I get a puzzle sent to me in a scrambled form with a challenge to try to solve it, which is actually kind of fun. But anyway, take a good look at this. We'll do some of the motions here, do some of the movements. And the question is, what is this puzzle? And what is it going to be when solved? Let me know what you think, and we'll come back with something of an answer. Not right away, but we'll start solving it and seeing if the answer starts to emerge. So, back at you later with this. Thanks for watching.